No.
Okay.
Welcome to the meeting of the Curriculum Committee, Thursday, January 5th. Roll call, please.
Josh Hagan,
Here.
Karen Humphries.
Here. Meeting agenda, are we going to go smoothly through this with the curriculum thing?
We are. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through the corrections and the updates that we have made. And then if you two would like to be able to push it forward to the Board of Ed meeting next Thursday. Mhm.
Okay.
So we have worked collaboratively as a team over the past couple of months to go through the program of studies and streamline it a little bit. One of our goals is to look through our handbook as well as our program of studies and kind of streamline those a little bit more. We're working towards that so that we don't have any redundancy between the two and to make sure that the language is clean and that it matches in each place. So we've worked, Mr. Swisher, Mr. Farrell, Ms. Joyce, and Ms. Arrington and myself over the past couple of months, especially the three over at the high school, to go through this program of studies, update it, and Mr. Farrell is going to talk more about that. Feel free to ask any questions that you have as we're going through them. You will see that the changes are minimal, and he's going to speak to that as well. And then the goal would be then by the end, and after all of your questions have been answered, and if you all are approved the actual document, then we will move it forward for full approval from the board next week. Okay. So Mr. Farrell, so you have a copy of the actual print off of the program of studies, and then Mr. Farrell also is projecting it digitally if you would like to look at it there as well. And he's going to start by going over, you have a cover sheet that explains the various changes that were made, and he's going to talk about those in greater detail.
Okay, all right, yeah, so the first change to the program of studies on here, we'll look at PE waiver. Before I get into anything, there's nothing we're adding to this program of studies as far as any courses go. A lot of this is something that we're updating it to be in line with board policy, such as this first one here, PE waiver, along with some verbiage, moving a couple things around, making it easier for parents to see the courses that we're offering, along with as new students come in, how do they know what courses to look at as far as what's being offered. So we're kind of expedite the process of getting kids registered, scheduled for classes, and getting into the classroom. Some of the courses may be a slight name change just based on what's actually going on in the class, making it more, I guess, just aligning to what they're doing. So the first change to the program of studies is on page 6, which I actually have an updated copy of this here because there's something just slightly that I had left out of the one that was sent to you. It's highlighted there for you. This is where we added PE waiver. It reads that all students must take quarter credit of PE in person. The other quarter credit may be earned by passing in one of the following courses: physical education, in person, or online. So the change is this next line there. Students who have completed at least 2 seasons of a sport, marching band, or show choir will receive a PE waiver exempting them from that requirement. We put that in there to line up with the PE waiver policy that's going to be added later on page 20 to match up with board policy. Any questions about that one? The next change is on page 7. It is numbers 7, 8, and 9. Students must carry 5 1/4 credits. Seniors who are on track for graduation are able to carry 4 1/2, and then athletes must have at least 5 full credit classes. Nothing is new here. The verbiage stays the same. It was just located in a different part of the program of studies, and it just didn't make sense where it was, so we brought it up to this section, which talks about graduation requirements and kind of goes in line with what our school requires. So that's the reason why we wanted to move it there. Any questions for that one, Krista? All right, next change, page 11, how to request a transcript. That process has changed. So if I go down to page 11 here, as you can see in front of you and on the board, number 1, student must submit an online request for a transcript found on the high school's website under the guidance tab. So I have, throwing this up for us. Here's the school website on the guidance tab over here on the left. This link right here, records request, will take everyone to this Google form. Once the student or parent fills that out, it populates into a spreadsheet, which then goes to our counselors, and then they can go and pull whatever records it was that was requested. So it makes it a lot easier, and they can request those at any time.
Is that a Google form?
Yes.
So someone has to log in with a Google account to access that? Or is it, you know? What was your question?
It doesn't,
On some Google forms, you have to have a Google account to submit, but that one's just a page, right? So
this
it will
is
just
just
submit
a
it.
page,
Okay.
anybody should be able to. It asks them to enter what their email is.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, the records themselves, I know they used to be on like film or fish, whatever it was. So have those been, I mean, obviously new records for, I don't know how long that goes back, but it would be updated, it would not be on that. Do we know, I mean, is everything, do we have a certain cutoff date, like from years such and such and beyond, you could go back to them?
Yes, but from a certain date back, we have to go to the microfiche. But everything more recent, we have in file cabinets there that we go in.
So it's not online somewhere, it's in the
It's not
filing
online
cabinet?
somewhere.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Correct. So this just expedites the process of a student or parent being able to request those transcripts.
To your point, you are looking, it's a long-range goal. Is the company we use we switched over to Treasurer's Office, Strategic Solutions. They also are, part of what they do is house electronic documents and records.
That would be
So,
fantastic.
we looked at it years ago, pre-COVID, we were gonna do just for special ed way before the Treasurer's Office ever became involved. So, I know that's still on the docket because the White House across the street's full, and I know that it supports the same premise and guidance too, so it's just a scanner. They just scan it and then they'll end up housing it and they'll have it, it'll be a web-based program they'll be able to do.
So someone could, I mean, if the end goal is someone could go in and just literally like, hey,
All
let me
of
print that off?
us,
Just us, okay.
just us, it would not be in the public, but it would save us from having to save things
Yeah.
in the filing cabinets for an extended period of time.
Any other questions about that change, proposed change? Next proposed change is on page 17. And it says the phrase "and beyond" was added to include all classes after the class of 2022. Right here, I mean, really, it was just, there it is. It had just said beginning with the class of 2022. So just to clarify to parents and students that were reading it, anyone beyond that year, same requirements. Page 19, verbiage about pathways and graduation plans was added. So here on 19, the first highlighted section says pathways on the website. So I'm going to pull the website back up again. What this is, you click on scheduling under guidance, and then pathways PDF. So I'm going to enlarge this again. What this is it gives students and parents an idea of what a potential schedule could look like for them at every year in high school. The first one is a traditional pathway. So you can see freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. If you scroll down, you look, maybe they want to do an honors pathway. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Same thing if they want to go career tech. And that could change at some point within the 4 years. They might decide to go career tech. Here's an example. This is College Credit Plus. And again, it's an example. All four of these are actual grad plans and pathways that exist right now for some students. It could look different depending on who you are, but we wanted to give them something to look at so they could see, planning ahead, this is what my 4 years could look like. Or if I'm coming in middle of my sophomore year, this is what my junior and senior year could look like in Marlington. Something for a parent and student to reference so they could see, these are my options. So that was added, or we want to add that to the website. it is on the website there. We want to add it to the program of studies. And then the next section, every student has a graduation plan shared with the student and their parent on Google Docs. This is something we've been doing. We're just adding it into the program of studies. This graduation plan outlines what the student needs to take to meet the graduation requirements and also documents their aspirations after high school. Graduation plan is a working document for the students and parents or guardians to make changes as necessary. So again, this is something we already do as required by the state. It just wasn't in the program of studies, so we wanted to put that in there to explain to them, this is what's there and this is that document that you received. Questions about that? Page 20. PE waiver policy. Whole thing that's highlighted there, students who have participated in interscholastic athletics, marching band, show choir, or cheerleading for at least 2 full seasons as defined in the student handbook, while enrolled in grades 9 through 12 and as documented by the guidance counselor, may be excused from the high school physical education requirement, and policy 5460 is highlighted there. And that's something we have gone through this year, and I know will be up at the next board meeting as well. So we wanted to get that reflected in the program studies. Any questions about that? Page 23. Courses offered in the 2023-24 school year be highlighted in orange. And this will help when meeting with new students and their families for them to see exactly what we offer and what classes to choose. So that is right here. They will be highlighted in orange again. This has every course that has been approved in our program of studies. Some courses we don't offer every year. Some courses are on every other year. They alternate with another course within that program, maybe career tech or something. So rather than, again, a student that comes in August or they come in January or December, whatever, and they pull up the program of studies and they say, well, I want to take this class, this class, this class, but we don't offer that. So this is a way to identify what is offered currently for that year or the upcoming year versus what we don't offer at the moment but could offer eventually based on the year. So just a way to identify that. Questions?
And that's on demand, I mean, that's kind of based on demand?
Based on, student surveys, student requests, what they sign up for. Sometimes it's also, like for career tech, for example, we do it every other year on a rotation for some of those courses, and students they have the ability to take 6 maybe engineering classes within their 4 years because they can do that. It's just a way that the way it rotates and being able to offer all of those courses programs for our students.
Other schools do
Sorry?
that? Do other schools do that?
I'm not 100% sure if the other schools, how they do it with theirs. I know that's what we've done in the past, and it's been working with keeping kids in the program and giving them more classes within the program to expose them before college or their career or whatever it is. Any other questions? Page 33 is going to be the next proposed change, and this is just a course name change. It is Honors Aerospace Engineering, will now be called Honors Aviation Engineering. And again, I have one more sheet because just below that change, that the name of that course was listed again and talking about that being offered alternating every other school year. So we wanted to highlight that there as well and show it to you. Was that page 33?
Yes.
There we go. And again, that name change was just to reflect more accurately what is being done in the classroom. It's Honors Aviation Engineering instead of Aerospace Engineering. Questions about that? Good. Lastly, last proposed change is on page 51. And this was just the entire course description of chemistry in the community. Again, to more accurately describe what is being covered in the course. Page 51 here. There we go. This class does have a prerequisite attached to it, and that's biology. So this is typically 11th grade level or higher. This class is a year-long chemistry class, integrates inorganic chemistry along with environmental science to show the students how chemistry is involved in all areas of the community. Topics covered involve studies of the atom, periodic table, bonding, and making of compounds, along with environmental issues such as water and air pollution. It's a lab-based class, with some labs being in the classroom and some being field work. ChemCom is designed to give students an opportunity to apply their knowledge of chemistry in various problem-solving situations. So we just wanted an accurate description of what was going on in the class. Any questions about that proposed change? That's all I have for these changes.
That's everything, you know, as you can see, just a lot of logistical things within the program of study. So I don't know if either of you have any other questions about what we've covered or the reasons behind the changes.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Very good.
We're good? Yeah.
Do you have any curriculum questions? Did you have a curriculum director?
No pressure.
I don't have anything.
Hey,
He
it's a
does-
good meeting,
He
I'll
does
let
a
you
great
know.
job. He does a great job explaining things always, so. I guess we can adjourn then. Thank you.